Okay. Good morning, beloved. Oh, yikes! I'm messing with the angle, and yeah, well, here we go. Okay. All right. That's as good as it's going to get, right? All right, we are still in the never-ending chapter 15. I joke. I'm really enjoying the chapter. I'm enjoying reading Ernest's meditations and, his particular, okay, this is what this corresponds to. He's not treating conditions, he's speaking to principles. So it's been really interesting. So we are on 252, and we are starting with colds, influenza, and the grip. GRIPPE. Look it up. All right. Those who calmly announce that they are very susceptible to changes in the weather have accepted wholeheartedly the mental impression that the weather is a determining factor in whether or not they experience colds. The trouble is not with the weather, but in their thinking. They have not freed their consciousness from the old training that is a draft may produce pneumonia. This belief causes one to be afraid and confused. Mental conflicts also cause confusion, and confusion may cause colds. So, the first step is to erase from the conscious mind all fears of drafts. Colds have no part in your life, as the very life of God flows freely enough through you. Every breath you breathe bespeaks your eternal alliance with life. We should be willing to declare our disbelief in colds and help free ourselves and others from the depleting habit of bad colds. The conviction that the God within sustains us now and at all times in perfect health will bring peace. And we should eliminate from mind the duration, symptoms, and frequency of colds, therefore removing a pattern which we no longer wish to use. We should consciously harmonize ourselves with everything and everyone about us, with people, the weather, with God, and spiritual perfection. In colds, congestion, influenza, and the grip, the thought to heal is confusion. There should be a consciousness of poise, a recognition of peace. When this comes into the individual's experience, they will have fewer colds. Most colds result from damp spirits. No, wait. More colds result from damp spirits than from wet feet. All right, Ernest, really? Damp spirits? He's talking about your spiritual spirit being damp, not being damp. Because the truth is that science has come back and said, look, colds are caused by bacteria and viruses. They're not caused by wet hair or wet clothes or drafts or any of that. But still, Ernest. All right, I will read that line again because I think it's so funny. More colds result from damp spirits than from wet feet. When we fear and resist the weather, we chill, not from the winds and the rain, but from our own coldness of heart. We should claim our dominion and power in spirit. Spirit is not subject to heat or cold. That was awesome. I was not expecting the damp spirits. Oh, it's just fantastic. All right. I'm moving on. Next, and the irony is not when I first started this, I was actually sick. When I started reading the Science of Mind textbook, I caught something, and we don't know what I caught, and I was sick for 6 weeks. And I will tell you that part of it was definitely partly psychosomatic. I was burnt out at my job. I was burnt out at my job. And I had a very dear friend who has since made her transition, who she learned to never say I need a vacation. She learned to plan vacations, but she didn't say I need a vacation because every time she said she needed a vacation, she got sick. Okay. So, whatever I caught, and I was sick for 6 weeks. And I think it was because I was burned out. I was burned out and I needed some time to myself. And so I ended up having, almost 1 week where I didn't go to work, 1 week where I only worked for a couple hours in the morning, and then 1 week where I worked 2 days for 3 hours, and that's it. I didn't, so I had time to rest and recover and do other things and just really, spend some time recuperating spiritually. And so he's right, yes, it was a virus that caused it, probably, but I was burned out. I was spiritually, mentally, emotionally burned out. I'm sorry if you can hear the neighbors doing yard work. So yeah. And I spent 6 weeks sick because I was burned out. Yeah. Okay. So this section is obesity. A normally minded person will eat normally. If one is a glutton, it is because their mentality is filled with unexpressed longings, which they are trying to sublimate. Food is a symbol of God's love, care, and substance, and should be eaten with thanksgiving. It is a mistake to believe that either fasting or feasting can have any salutary effect on the development of the intellectual or spiritual faculties. Food does not harm people, but we dishonor God when we fear it. But there is a difference between feeding your hunger and your appetite. It is just as disastrous to abuse God's gift by becoming gluttonous as it is to dishonor the spiritual person by fearing food. To mentally free yourself from, I don't even know how to say this word, avoirdupois. Declare that you are an offspring of God, that you are spirit, that both your appetite and the assimilation of your food is functioning in divine order, and that your body is manifesting symmetry and perfection. All right, Ernest, me and you, we're going to have a conversation, okay? We are going to have a straight up conversation. Because I agree with him to a point, all right? And this is coming from a woman who is much heavier than I should be, according to science. For the most part, my body functions. I weigh, when people find out how much I weigh, they're like, how? Because I function very well at the weight that I am at. So one, obesity is, in the eyes of science and the eyes of society and culture, is bull. And that's, but the other thing is, when you do go and look at a number of the eating disorders, there is an emotional and mental component to eating disorders. There's also a hormonal component to eating disorders, and there's a hormonal component to weight management. So do not take this as Ernest taking you to task for what you put in your mouth. In fact, what he is saying is, it shouldn't matter what you put in your mouth. Gluttony is a sin, whatever. But a lot of the people that I know that do way more than they should, now watch the quotes there, way more than they should, it is possibly because their body doesn't work. Like I've learned recently that for right now, I gave up gluten, and I gave up dairy, and I gave up added sugars, and my body is working better. Okay. I'm not calling it a diet. It's a lifestyle change for right now. Because, and here's where we can talk about race consciousness. Diabetes runs in my family. So, I can treat all I want, but if my insulin is not working as effectively as it could, well, the best thing I can do is then pay attention to how much sugar I'm putting in my body. So, I read the section. I agree with him to a point, and I do agree with him that there will come a time where it won't matter what we eat. But that time is not now, and use the resources that you need to do to manage what you need to do. Yeah. I'm not into the body shaming. I'm not into the body shaming. So, all right. That's why he starts off with a normally minded person. Ernest. But their mentality is filled with unexpressed longings. Yeah, there's definitely, when it comes to all of the eating disorders, there is definitely an emotional component to it. So, all right. Okay. Now we are going to work on treating kidney, bladder, and liver disturbances. Mental agencies which contribute to the production of all kinds of kidney trouble are worry, anxiety, fear, and criticism. Acute attacks of nephritis followed by death have been caused by sudden shock and grief. The conscious knowledge that in divine mind we are known only as perfection so uplifts the thought that every mental and emotional reaction to circumstances and conditions is improved. All right. And I think he could say that about any condition, because he's mentioned sudden death due to grief and shock, which kind of makes you wonder, okay, what happened in his past, which somebody could probably answer for us. I bet if we went and asked Kathy, she could tell. Reverend Kathy Mastriani of the Science of Mind Archives, or probably Jesse could. But I will say that the way I handle grief and shock now is vastly different from how I did it before I discovered Science of Mind. All right, back to the reading. Diabetes. Oh, because we were just talking about diabetes and obesity, right? Since the life of God is pure and complete, and since the life of God within me is mighty to heal, then I know that this thing which calls itself by the name of diabetes is neither person, place, nor thing. I cannot be compelled to suffer from or by it. It cannot operate through me nor be believed in by me. Whatever my bloodstream needs or ought to have, it does have right now. For God is all, in all, over all, and through all. And the God substance of my body makes me free from all claim to diabetes. My kidneys perform their natural function and are adjusted to their natural and spiritual perfection and operation. They are perfect because they are spiritual ideas, and all that God conceived is now perfect. There is no discouragement and no condemnation operating through me. My life within me is perfect and harmonious right now, and will continue to remain perfect and harmonious. I am now healed and made glad. My bloodstream is pure, perfect, and spiritual. I sense this, know it, and understand it. My system, which is spiritual and perfect, contains within itself every chemical requirement. Spirit cannot make a mistake, cannot withhold from my system anything that the spirit needs. There is perfect elimination, and I abandon myself to the life-giving force of pure spirit. Oh my God, Ernest, are you kidding me? Now, here's the good news. Both with diabetes and, I'm definitely with diabetes. I'm not sure about kidneys, because I don't know as much about kidneys as I do about diabetes. There are things that do help that you can take that will make the condition better. And when you go and have your conversation with the doctor, and the doctor says, hey, this particular whatever it is, be it medication or be it a supplement, will improve your blood sugar management, which then may improve your weight, if we want to go back to obesity. And all of that is under God. Remember, Ernest said, if a pill will make it better, take the pill. Okay? And he said it either in this chapter or the previous chapter. So, hey, the treatment is in addendum to what you are doing with your doctor. Always remember that. We are not Christian Science. We definitely believe in going to the doctors, and we do believe that doctors are spirit in motion. Okay? The answer to your treatment could be what the doctor writes on the prescription pad. May not be, but could be. So keep that in mind. All right, we are on bladder trouble. In treating bladder trouble, it is well to calm the thought. To remove any sense of irritation or agitation will always be of great value in removing this particular trouble. Again, we should remind ourselves that there can be no real specific treatment for any particular trouble, but there is a certain way of approaching different troubles with good possibility of success. To follow the leadings of our own thought in all cases is right, but to pay particular attention to the specific idea which causes the patient to suffer is always a correct method for practice. Purity and strength, with perfect elimination, free from any sense of condemnation, is a good central thought to work on. Remember that thoughts are things, and therefore different kinds of thoughts give rise to different types of manifestation. In essence, what he is saying is our job as practitioners, one, is to see the person, including ourselves, as perfect, whole, and complete, and two, to work on the mental and emotional side. Okay? We're not the ones working on the physical side. One, that's God, and what is included in that is both doctors and medication, or diet and lifestyle, exercise, that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind. Our focus is on the mental and emotional. All right? We are not doctors. Now, that being said, I do work in a health food store. So you can come to me as a practitioner / minister for the mental and emotional, spiritual, side of the treatment. And then you can come visit me in the health food store that I work in, and we'll talk about the body. All right. Now he is actually going to give us a treatment. So let's see what his words are. There is no irritation, agitation, or inflammation in spirit and people. Oh, hang on. Let me try that again. It's always an awkward transition when suddenly I come across man and... Ugh. All right. Again, earnest treatment. Oh, and that's not I'm not doing an advertisement for my health food store. What I'm reminding you is there's multiple ways to handle all of these conditions. Okay? And Ernest believes in all of them. And so does Science of Mind. All right. There is no irritation, agitation, or inflammation in spirit or in humanity. No. No. Oh, I get it. Take 3. There is no irritation, agitation, or inflammation in spirit. And humanity is pure spirit right now. There is perfect and divine order in every organ, function of the body. There is a discerning intelligence which separates the false from the true. No waste substance is allowed to remain in the system. The joyous free flow of life and spirit is now active through me, cleansing my mind and body from all impurities in thought or of the flesh. There is no worry, irritation, or agitation. I am sustained in a deep inner calm. Spirit flows through me and is never obstructed by anything unlike itself. There is no overreaction, no inaction, nor is there any wrong action of spirit within me. Its action is complete, harmonious, and perfect. Everything that does not belong in pure spirit is washed away. Okay, we're going to finish this section and then I'm done. In this treatment, the intention is that the result of this is that as the result of the statement, the bladder will be restored to its natural perfect state. Thoughts of greed, selfishness, and jealousy cause congestion in various functions in the body, especially the kidneys. I'm wondering if he had access to Chinese medicine, because in Chinese medicine, the liver is the seat of anger. And so I'm wondering if like the kidneys are the seat of, and that may be where he's getting some of these associations. Again, gonna remind you, book was written 100 years ago. Okay. So some of these associations with organs could be coming from like traditional Chinese medicine. All right. The work of the kidneys is to eliminate the poisons of the body. And when our minds are filled with thoughts of anger, hatred, and resentment, we are pouring into our body poisons in the making. Too much of this makes a burden the kidneys are unable to carry, and the upbuilding of body tissues is disturbed. But degenerative thoughts can be turned into creative, energizing, revitalizing ones. Anger can be turned into love, and the very power that has been destroying can be made to build up, not only the kidneys, but the entire body. The liver, the great laboratory of the body, which abstracts certain materials from the blood and converts them into new substances, which can be used by the body for upbuilding or eliminated when its work is done. See cholesterol? That was me. That's exactly what the liver does with cholesterol. It makes and breaks down cholesterol. So that's just really cool. All right. Back to the reading here. Functioning as it does with other digestive organs is an important factor in maintaining the orderly balance of the body. When disturbances arise in the liver, it is important to erase every unpleasant experience from the memory, every hard, tense thought from the mind. Just as the liver can convert certain substances into building material for the body, so the mind, filled with the knowledge that there is but one divine, powerful, vital essence, can change inharmonious thoughts into ideas that heal, cleanse, and uplift. Whew. Okay. Yikes. Oh, man. Okay. And see, this, in reading this particular section is where you see that we are, as an organization, open at the top. Okay. Because I disagree with Ernest a little bit. I think, but that's one of the reasons why I'm reminding you. One, the book was written 100 years ago. And two, he's not focused on treating conditions. He's focused on harmonizing the mind and the emotional spirit and reminding us that we're all one, because a great deal of burden can be taken off the body when our minds are in sync, when we are living our life in harmony with the oneness. A great deal of pressure comes off the body. Because when you're in a tense situation, how your body tenses up and you don't feel good. That's what he's talking about. Everything will work better if. Okay? All right? He's not anti-doctor. He is absolutely not anti-doctor. We are not anti-doctor. We are big believers in going, I have a doctor's appointment next Monday. It's just a checkup, but, and I went to the emergency room when I was sick. We are not anti-doctor. I asked for treatment. There were plenty of people treating for me. We're not anti-doctor. So, but he is right. When the burden comes off the mind takes the burden off the body. So, and everything works better. And it really does if you go back and look at the hormones, because one of our hormones is cortisol, which is a fight or flight. And, when we're in situations that's stimulating our hormones and there's no resolution to the situation, then we've got all this hormone running around in our body causing all kinds of havoc. He's right. Okay? All right. Okay. I'm going to move on into the process of my day. And so the housekeeping, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. An easy way that you can support us, go like, share, follow, subscribe, comment on the stuff. Especially if I've said something that makes you go, wait, what are you talking about, woman? Please feel free to comment. Comment. Let's have a conversation about it. Come to the center. We'll talk about it. If you want to know what's going on with the center or even where the center is, info@creativelife.org is the constant contact email. You get one email a week and the hot links are hot. Or go to creativelife.org. That's our website. All right. I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. A get ready for the weather day, a turn around, don't drown day, a go dance in the rain day, a stay out of the thunderstorms day, a get your stuff done day, a wrap your tasks up day, a do what you got to do day, a take your preparation seriously day, a whatever kind of day you need to have, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, as Reverend Jesse likes to call us. You are a godling. All right. I got to wrap this up. I had too much fun today and I have got to get I got to go change into my work clothes, out of my workout clothes. So Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. We are eventually going to get through chapter 15. Although I'm having a really good time in it. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. I will see you next time.